Most people save money in banks, in cash, or maybe in stocks. I don't. I save everything in Bitcoin. Not because I'm a gambler, not because I'm trying to get rich quick, even though that would be nice, but because after years of working hard and watching the system eat away at my savings, I realized the system is broken and Bitcoin is the way out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Aline and today I'm gonna talk about why I keep and save all my money in Bitcoin. I've worked for many years full time. I saved, I budgeted, I played by the rules, and in a way it always felt like I was only taking a step backwards. Rent was going up, food and bills were getting more expensive, and my money just sat there, slowly losing value over time. So I realized, it's not necessarily that I'm bad with money. The system is. I made a decision that a lot of people still think it's crazy, and that is to save all my money in Bitcoin. And every Satoshi matters. A lot of people save in cash, or they keep it in their bank account. They keep it in their bank accounts because that's what we've been taught. Because they never really explain what fiat is. It's just paper. It's just our trust in governments that are, some of them, billions or trillions in debt. Your US dollar, your British pound, your euro, they keep losing value. And why is that? Well, because the Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, the European Central Bank, they just keep printing more and more. So basically what happens is you need more and more money to just keep buying the same things like we did before. The oldest and one of the most stable currencies that is still in circulation, you know which one that is? The British pound. 1 pound used to be 1 pound of silver. They used to be equal. 1 pound used to be 1 pound of silver. That's why it's called a pound. Okay? It still says even now on the pounds, on the banknote itself, I promise to pay the bearer on demand the amount of whatever bill you had. So if you had, let's say, a bill, a note of £5, you would go to the Bank of England and they would literally put 5 pounds of silver in your hands. Okay? Now, as of today, 1 pound of silver costs 319.20 pence. 1 pound is still 1 pound, which means the British pound lost 99.7% of its value over time. Right? Think about it. 99.7% of its value over time. Let's talk about the world reserve currency, the US dollar. Well, the US dollar used to be on a gold standard until 1971, which meant that the Federal Reserve, they couldn't just print as much dollars as they would like. They had to back it up with physical gold in reserve, right? So if they printed a certain level of, let's say they wanted to print, I don't know, $10,000 or whatever, they had to back that up with physical gold in reserve, okay? But that's no longer the case since 1971. And since that year, the US dollar has lost 98% of its value against gold. Saving your money in fiat, it's like storing water in a bucket full of holes. Let's talk about inflation. Today, currencies are backed by nothing. And each time they print more, they lose more and more value. And they print more and more almost every year. Inflation, it's like a hidden tax. Governments borrow, central banks print, and prices adjust slowly over time. You get a raise, and then the cost of living eats it. I'll try to give you a simple example. Think of the entire money supply out there, okay? And then you print more. Well, it's literally supply and demand. The more you have of one product, the less value it will have. Why? Well, because you have more of it and you are making more. It's the same with money. So when you read, hey, inflation, it's 5%. That means that your cash has lost 5% purchasing power. Very important, purchasing power. Well, what does that mean? You can say, hey man, I had last year $1,000 in my account, and this year I still have $1,000 in my account. Yes, true. But if you went shopping last year and you bought a bunch of things and it cost $1,000, in order for you to buy the same things this year, you will need more money than $1,000. That's inflation. Bitcoin is different. It's not just digital money, it's incorruptible money. And it cannot be inflated. Why? Well, there's a cap, 21 million. That's it. And there's actually less than 21 million because, some people lost their wallets, some people lost their keys, some people don't remember their passwords. There is also Satoshi's wallet, and there is I think there's less than 2 million bitcoins to be mined. And that process is going to be over in the year, I believe it's 2140. After that, that's it. No government can print more. There will be no banker to change the rules. It's written in the code. And the network is supported by thousands of computers around the world. Every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that enters circulations will be cut in half forever. It's predictable, transparent, and most importantly, it respects your time. The system cannot be changed on a whim, and that's why I trust it. Over the last 10 years, Bitcoin has outperformed gold, stocks, real estate, everything. And people will say, but it's volatile. Well, yes, it is. It's volatile on the way up. If you zoom out, not trade it, but save in it, the trend is clear. What other asset has made the gains that Bitcoin has over the last decade? Nothing. No bonds, no stocks, absolutely nothing. Bitcoin isn't risky because it's volatile. Keeping your money in fiat is risky because it's 100% sure to lose its value slowly over time. Another reason I save in Bitcoin is because I want control. Banks and governments can freeze your accounts. They can limit the amount of money you can send. Go to your local bank and try to, withdraw in cash 10,000 pounds or $10,000. See what happens. I remember a few years back I went to a bank and I remember the last time I went to a bank and I wanted to withdraw 5,000 euros. It took ages. I had to speak to the manager to answer a lot of questions that basically is none of their business. And someone I know, they had to go to the bank to get some money out to buy a car, and the bank actually asked them, do you have an invoice? Like, you need to prove what you do with your own money. You need to ask permission from the bank. You need to explain what you do with the money and prove what you want to do with your money, even though it's your own money. I never understood that, but that's just me. With Bitcoin, I don't have to ask for permission. I can store the keys in my head. I can, cross borders with it. Doesn't matter. There's no middleman. There is no bank. There is no gatekeeper. I am the bank, and I really like that. It's like financial freedom, and it's like real financial freedom. If you ever live through instability, or you plan to live abroad, or have an international lifestyle, let's just say, these things matter because 0.1 Bitcoin is going to be 0.1 Bitcoin no matter where you are on this planet. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, and a portion of that are lost forever, like I already mentioned. The world is waking up to this. We're still early. Most people still don't understand it. They think it's fake, or they say it's too late to buy, it's a bubble. They don't realize that you can just buy fractions of it. You don't need $100,000 or whatever the price it is right now. You can just start buying with $10. Bitcoin is divisible. 1 Bitcoin equals 100 million Satoshis. And once you understand how broken the current system is, Bitcoin doesn't look risky anymore. In my opinion, it's very risky not to have it in your portfolio. Every time I earn some money, whatever I was saving, it'll go straight into Bitcoin. Don't try to time the market, especially if you're a beginner. Dollar cost average over time, and if you have a long-term vision, 5-10 years, statistically speaking, you will do well. Don't limit on exchanges, self-custody, cold storage, no middleman. You are the bank. Remember, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This is an alternative to the existing financial system. I don't want to work very hard and watch my savings melt away. I would like my money to work as hard as I am. Of course, you don't have to agree with me. This is not financial advice. But if you feel like the system is broken, like things are getting worse, not better, maybe it's time for you to start asking different questions. BTC is a tool for freedom, for saving, for protecting the time and energy that you exchange for money. That's why I save all my money in Bitcoin. And I'll keep doing it because I believe the future will belong to the people who saw what was coming and prepared. If there is something you get out of this video, if you're the type of person that likes to do research before making any decisions, do that. Take a weekend, take 2 days off, do some research, read the white paper so you'll have a better understanding. I hope I was able to get my message across of why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you have any questions, please write them down in the section below, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and bye-bye.